It's about organisations such as Save the Children, a charity very close to my heart. I've got Lizzie in the room today. You know, all of you do fantastic work, so I shouldn't really single anyone out, but, you know, I do know Save the Children very well. And, you know, they do the most amazing work in countries that are pretty desperate. And, you know, if they can save a few rupees on a transaction, it can make the difference probably of a child's wages for a year. And that means that that child doesn't have to go into prostitution, doesn't have to go in a workhouse, can work in an environment that's governed by Save the Children and have a decent quality of life for the environment that they exist in, just by saving a few rupees. But the great thing about FX for Charity, they're not taking their donation from the commission or the transaction. They're actually stumping up the cash themselves. And that's what I find even more remarkable about the guys here in the room from Currencies Direct. It's not about them saying, well, we'll take a little bit of our commission, you know, of the client's commission, or we'll build it into the client. They're actually stumping up the money themselves. So you have a win-win situation. The charity benefits because they get a donation. Currencies Direct donate because they become even better corporate citizens than they already are. And they're also hopefully interfacing with more people that are good eggs too, because they're already supporting charities. So everybody wins in this scenario. There's no losers at all. And my pledge to you, and it's not a pledge, it's an ask, or it's a demand really. To all of the charities in the room, you have to go back into your organisations today and think about a couple of things. One is, how do you mobilise your donors when they go on holiday, or they need charity, or they need overseas dollars, euros to travel? How do we encourage them to use FX for Charity? You've got a toolkit in the pack that you're being taken away, so you've got a good idea. You've got a team at Charities Trust who are ready to answer any questions that you have. I'm sure supported also by the team at FX for Charity and Currency Direct. You also need to be thinking cleverly about your high net worth individuals. We all have them that are associated to our charities. These are the people that are going to have the second home. These are the people who are working in big institutions that are doing transactions through their own businesses. You know, if you know the managing director of a big organisation that transacts in foreign currency, then, and he is an associate of your charity, you need to pick the phone up and you need to ring him and you say, you know, all of those currency transactions you do, please do them through FX for Charity for our charity. You know, that's what I'm doing with my high net worth individuals who use Charities Trust. I've already been on the phone to them. They're already using the service. And then the next opportunity you have is your own funds. Save the Children, I'll focus on again. Everything they transact for their projects is generally overseas. You can actually, by transacting through FX for Charity, rather than your current supplier, get a kickback on the transaction and a donation to Save the Children. You're still going to get the fantastic rates. So it's a no-brainer, as we say up north. And it would be very, very disappointing to think you've had a fabulous lunch and you go back to your charitable organisations or your businesses and this just vaporises. You would be crazy. You would be doing a disservice to the people that you're there to serve, which is the causes that you work for and your own individual charities. So we have a great opportunity today. It's different than what you're currently doing. You must get up and do it. So don't just kind of take the media pack away and think, wasn't that a lovely day and it was Friday and the sun was out. You need to do something about it. And those of you who've worked with me at Charities Trust before, I'll have a list of everyone who's in the room and you will be getting a call to say, have you done it? And how much have you done? And I'll be checking. Because we can't afford to give your seat to somebody that isn't going to do. So I've got a second ask for you. I've spoken about Charities Trust and our association with Currencies Direct and FX for Charity. No good after some of the House of Lords wine, that's saying. But anyway. So one of the things that I would be remiss, and my team would shoot me if I didn't do my ask. Lots of you as charities are looking at ways at the moment to generate extra revenue for doing very, very little work because you're already overstretched. I know every one of you in the room is. Charities Trust, as you know, is a fantastic payroll giving agency, and when you transact a donation with Charities Trust, it costs you 25p. So if someone gives, and I'll give you a good example, much as we've had all of the fuss about the bankers in the press lately and their bonuses, this month through payroll giving at Charities Trust, there is a couple of people, and I won't tell you who they are, but one in particular is giving £1 million to charity through their payroll this month because his bonus goes into his wage packet. And he's transacting it through Charities Trust because we have the account with that company to transact their payroll giving. The first thing I've done already, I've written to him yesterday and said how fantastic he is and how marvellous. It's only cost him 25p to do it. If he was with another agency, who you all know I mean, it would have cost him 4% of that donation. So 4% less of that money would have come to the charity. With Charities Trust, we deduct 25p for £1 million. So if you want your corporate payroll giving schemes to be more cost efficient, you need to shift them and encourage them to be shifted to Charities Trust because we're cheaper, we're more efficient, and we get the money to you quicker. We also encourage you to take part in new initiatives like this and bring them to you to consider. But let me also say to you, what I did do is I got a call back from this gentleman to say, you know, Lorraine, I was blown away by that note. And I said, while you're on the phone, can I talk to you about FX for Charity? Turns out this man has 5 homes abroad, continually transacts. All of a sudden, he's making extra money for the charity that he's just given £1 million to through his salary, that actually only cost him £600,000 because Charities Trust collected the difference between the 600 and the 400,000 from the taxman and charged him 25p for the service. So if I can charge 25p for doing all of that, you can get on the phone and start ringing your corporate supporters and your high net worth individuals and start selling FX for Charity. You owe it to the organisations that you work for. So there end the I don't know if it's my epitaph or the speech from the cheeky Scouser, but I really would urge you to get involved and get engaged. Thanks ever so much, and I'm sure you're going to have a great presentation now for the next 15 minutes. Thank you.